Hi, welcome to the channel. This is Susanna Sun. I'm channeling the womb goddess today for you to bring through messages of peace, love, and joy. This is going to be a collective reading for the highest good of all. This is for the divine collective of beings, light workers, shadow workers, and we had a card fall out immediately. So this is our Sirius gateway reading after Mercury has just gone retrograde. My day of recording right now is the 7th of August, but today is actually the day that Sirius, the star Sirius, aligns with the pyramids in Egypt, which this is, you know, the origins, the esoteric origins of this kind of more popularized 8-8 gateway portal. It comes from a farming celebration as the waters flooded the Nile River. That meant that there was more nutrients and water for the crops. So that's the origin of the holiday, and not super relevant to us, especially if you don't live in Egypt, because the timing will be different for that. But it is interesting to understand what our ancestors were working with, and it is interesting to work with star Sirius. And that was seriously amazing. So the first card that came out for the collective today, let me know if you relate to this feeling of being kind of, I always say, left out in the cold with this card. It's like feeling that there's something that we want to receive that just seems out of reach. And part of us is questioning, is this even possible? You know, in terms of manifestation, I think is most relevant in this conversation, because people are using this 8-8 portal for manifestation of abundance, usually is what people are talking about, because the 8 does often reference abundance. But in this case, what I'm seeing is this doubt about whether we're actually capable of creating that sort of abundance, or whether we're actually deserving of it, whether it's real, whether it's possible. It's got this just out of reach feeling. So if you relate to that and just want to upgrade your magnetism to be more attuned to those higher frequencies and less in that doubtful place, that will be our main intention for today, is to realign ourselves with the abundance that is on its way to us, so that we are capable of receiving it. Give me some likes if you enjoy that message, and if you want to go into it with me. Looking forward to seeing what comes up about that. And we do have Mercury retrograde right now, so a lot of what we're doing is this revision process. A lot of what I've been working with people privately has been about revision as well. Conversations about what was it that I wanted to create and I wanted to manifest, and what parts of that were not quite right, not quite accurate. You know, I'm gonna adjust and tweak a couple little pieces so that it's more precisely what I want. Yeah, the moon in reverse lets me know that there is a shadow aspect to this, and there's a part of us in this subconscious that is sort of sabotaging the experience, right? So although we can say that we want something in our words or in a manifestation spell or whatever it is that you're doing during this time, if your vibration doesn't actually match that, right, then you're subconsciously sabotaging it and it won't come true. It's only able to become reality if we fully believe that it is, and we just let it happen, right? So if there's an unconscious part of ourselves that's like, I don't really know, then that's a block, a blind spot. By the way, I am an expert at catching people's blind spots and helping them clear them. If you'd like a private session, I do have availability this weekend and next week. You can check the link in my bio if you'd like to book that. I have a couple of questions about this, though. I'm very interested to hear, what do we need to know right now about this experience today, tomorrow? What needs to happen? What do we need to see and understand in order to help us to become the magnetic frequency of our dream desires? Balance. We need to balance ourselves out. I specifically see this one in terms of balancing our giving and our receiving. So anywhere that you feel there might not be a healthy reciprocity is somewhere that you're being asked to look at right now and to make some adjustments. When your energy is being drained because you're giving in places that are not reciprocal, that depletes your magnetic frequency. It depletes your life force energy to be giving without receiving in return. And that, in turn, is like a low battery. It just doesn't have much to charge. It doesn't have much to go on. And so we do need to look at any places in our lives where this isn't in balance, where we're maybe overgiving, where we're people pleasing, where we're feeling like I have to do it even though I don't want to, where somebody is pressuring us. Any of these places are energy drains that are currently taking you away from your highest magnetic frequency, right? If you lower the magnetic frequency and lower the life force energy of the magnet in the first place, then not only are you maybe attracting the wrong things, but you just might not be attracting much at all, in which case you just become a kind of a target for energy vampirism, right? So it's really important to make sure that our magnets are very strong, our batteries are charged, and that we are attuning that energy to a very specific and precise energy. So what is it that we want to attune ourselves to for this energy portal, this upgrade, this Sirius codes that are coming through for us, for the divine beings of planet Earth? Yeah, a lot about abundance, right? This is an encouragement to count your accomplishments, to look at the many things that you have already, and to really express authentic gratitude for them, to really enjoy them, to feel the abundance that's already present with you. You know, so something as simple as washing the dishes becomes this beautiful meditation of gratitude because we have food, because we have running water, because we have time, right? And to be able to see it from that perspective rather than being grumpy to wash the dishes, that makes all the difference in your magnetic frequency. Once you're in a state of gratitude, then you're able to receive more of that. It's like whatever you focus on becomes bigger, right? Whatever you put energy into grows. And so if you are spending time focusing on your accomplishments and your gratitude, then more of that comes to us. So I want you to take a look not only at where you are maybe missing out on something that you already have that you haven't been appreciating or allowing yourself to receive, right? As well as looking at where you're giving energy that isn't being appreciated, right? So those two things are kind of like different versions, aspects of the same kind of concept, and both of them came out just now, so that's very interesting. And then in terms of Mercury retrograde, I want to get a little bit of information about that. I'm feeling a couple of cards for this one. There's another one that wants to come through for it. Yeah, part of the story with Mercury retrograde is about our perspective as well. So when your perspective is in more of this negative mindset, then it can really feel like you're not getting what you wanted, because it's slowing down and there's kind of glitches and you're having to revise and redo some stuff. So don't let yourself get frustrated by that. Just do your due diligence, right? Make sure you're double checking all of the details. And then once things do move smoothly again, look at what comes through for us. Not only do we have a beautiful, emotionally satisfying offer of, this is definitely balancing us out, like that Temperance card said, you know, this cup coming to offered to us. But we also have the 10 of Cups along with that, just to, you know, really reinforce the message that it's specifically emotional abundance that is coming for us in this Mercury retrograde and this 8/8 Lion's Gate portal that everybody is talking about. I think that people often look at abundance and the 8/8 and they think of money. And while that's beautiful and you're welcome to attract and ask for money, this is telling us that it's more about emotional satisfaction. So that is really exciting to allow that to come in, to open our hearts to receive the love that's been coming for us. You know, what is money if you're not emotionally satisfied? But if you are emotionally satisfied, then money is just, you know, a cherry on top. So yes, really looking forward to receiving that emotional abundance, this portal. I want to see if there's any challenges that are coming up. What are the challenges that are going to be coming up in the near future? By the way, if you did catch this in the replay, you can just apply it to yourself. It will still be relevant to you, even if it's not on the same day that I'm talking about. The 2 of Swords in reverse as the challenge card, I do feel this already. I was noticing it today. It's an indecision. It's uncertainty about what we really want. And that is one of the biggest blocks to our manifestations, because if you're not able to know what you want, how can the universe possibly give it to you, right? It's actually a really important foundational piece of the conversation to be able to be very precise about what it is that you're wanting. And when you are able to be completely precise about that, that's when it's able to come to you, because there's no uncertainty, there's no wishy-washy or changing of our minds, you know. It's like going to a restaurant and you order steak, and then 5 minutes later you're like, no, wait a second, like I actually want the chicken. And they're like, oh, okay, I'll check if the chef already started the steak, you know. And so maybe the chef's a little annoyed now because they already pulled out the steak, but they're like, okay, fine, we'll make them the chicken. Then they pull out the chicken, and then the person's like, never mind, actually I do want the steak because your chef probably already brought out the steak, right? So then the waiter goes back to the kitchen again, and they're like, they said they want steak again. And I'm like, what? Now I started making the chicken. That's really how it feels. It's pretty funny. Yeah. So you can see how that meal would take longer to come through, right? So that's what that's like with that indecision card. Yeah, the pulling it all together, and you know, what is the main purpose of this energy portal, the opportunity that's available for us here. Again, I often see emotional satisfaction with this card. If you're a twin flame, this will be a relevant card for you as well. This will be a confirmation for you that it has to do with conversations with twin. It's definitely about embracing the fullness of who we are, you know, these fully integrated whole versions of ourselves, not anything that is, you know, fragmented, traumatized versions of ourselves that maybe we left behind in the past. Now it's these parts of ourselves coming back to be reintegrated. And that's really the twin flame main message, is about being able to integrate all parts of ourselves together. And then from that place, we're a perfect magnet for whatever it is that we're asking for. And in the Twin Flame Collective, of course, most people are asking for love. So yes, really beautiful confirmation that this sort of celebration is happening, and that we are, yeah, we're just needing to align our energies to be perfectly centered with that. And then open our hearts to receive it, right? Allowing ourselves to receive. And I think that's the biggest challenge, really, is allowing. Do we really let this come through? You know, I see a lot of these situations where what we have is right in front of us, but we don't realize that it's there, or we don't take it or allow ourselves to receive it, because we have these ideas about how maybe it's not for us, or maybe we don't deserve it, or we have to do something to earn it, or, you know, all these different stories. So allowing it to come in, you know, really believing that our birthright is exactly aligned with our natural heart-based desires, right? Really, really beautiful. Thank you so much for tuning into this collective message today. I would love to see you in private session if you're interested to go deeper with me. You know where to find that link. And then we can go deeper into the conversations from there. One more question popped through in the live, so I'm going to go into that. What do we need to know about how to allow ourselves to receive? Thank you so much. Whoop. Well, it's a whole story. Here's definitely the main card that can help us to see about how to receive. It's our natural way of being. As feminines, the entire essence of the feminine is receptive, right? It's like a blank page that wants to be written on. That's pretty funny. I do see that the main challenges in terms of receiving have already passed for us. Yeah, but there is this sort of self-sabotage. I do see the sabotage still happening in the background in terms of allowing our abundance to come through. So we really want to, one, focus on what it is that you feel the most passionate about. I think we're more likely to give ourselves permission to receive when it's something that we feel passionate about, because we're more likely to believe that it's accurate for us when we're emotionally tuned into it. And then the other part with receiving is this decision-making part, right? If you are uncertain about what you want, then your dream could come to you on a silver platter and you would reject it because you're not sure what you want, right? So in order to be able to receive, the very first step is to know what you want and to believe that it's capable, that you're capable of receiving it. Excuse me. All right. Thank you for tuning into this collective message. I love you all so much. And I will catch you on the next one.